We'll see if Dayton's looking to make any changes. Doesn't appear so. So just a little chat. And now both teams will return to their respective places on the field, and we're ready for some more softball with a 1-1 count. Wofford, a offensive explosion cracking through finally in the bottom of the third to pull this level. Now the top of the fourth, Abby Greenwood rocks and fires. Lined over to Parker at third base, unable to haul it in. That will be a base hit. So the second of the day for the Flyers, or at least I think it'll be a base hit. We'll wait for the official scoring on that one. But nonetheless, a runner now on first base. That one lined sharply, and it will not be a hit. It is in fact ruled an error. So a fielding error charged to Parker, her third of the contest, or excuse me, her second of the contest over at third. Now Flaherty stands over at first base. So Greenwood rocking and firing, and that one will be ball one to Chloe Wong, the third baseman on the other side of the field. Wong, a 6-3 ground out to Caitlin Greenwood earlier in the contest. Dayton looking for a response of its own. And that one will be fouled off, out of play, down the, towards the first base dugout. You saw there another look at the Towson Tigers. Again, the next matchup of the day will be Wofford and Towson right here on ESPN+. 1-1 count again. Abby Greenwood ready. And that one will get in there. Taken for a strike. A 1-2 count now to Chloe Wong. Wong, one of the top returning hitters for this team, as we mentioned. Played 51 games, started all 51 of those last season. 55 hits for this Flyers squad. And she will swing and a miss. A whiff will get her swinging, and that'll be out number 2. Greenwood getting her second K of the day. Top strikeout artist for the Terriers last season, and that'll bring Molly Grace up to the plate. Greenwood rocking and firing. That one will go high, ball, and off of the glove of the catcher Linson, and that'll bring the runner over to second base. So Flaherty and Al advance over to second. We'll see if that gets ruled a pass ball or a wild pitch. I would think wild pitch. And no, it's ruled a pass ball. Regardless, the runner advancing. We would expect Greenwood to go the distance today. She pitched 139 and 2/3 innings last year with 12 complete games. Fantastic numbers, especially for a freshman. You can see there's a reason why she was all freshman honoree in the Southern Conference. And she was one of 3 alongside Caitlin Greenwood and Megan Towery. And that one will be sent back up the middle, kind of curling into center field. The throw home cut off by Hope Engel, and that'll be an RBI single. Dayton back in front here in Spartanburg. Nice piece of hitting, getting it up the middle. Kate Platt over there at second, unable to get to it. Engel will cut the throw off, wouldn't have gotten there in time anyway. So despite the Wofford offensive response to pull level in the bottom of the third, Dayton relentless in its own right, bringing this game back in front for the Flyers. That one fouled away by Goodwin. Goodwin, her last time up, clubbed a home run over to left center field.
At the plate, Caitlin Goodwin.
Freshman for this team. We're down to the bottom third of the lineup. There you see 1 for 1 on the day with a home run. The first home run and RBI of her young career. The bottom third of this lineup, all freshmen. So a nice mix of young and old, a balance in this Flyer lineup, and that one's going to be fouled away. We felt coming into this game that it might be a really good one. We knew Dayton, obviously a good team. Wofford, much improved from last season after a good first season, especially with the pitching of this team. Really no true ace, a two-headed ace in Abby Greenwood and Margaret Axelson. Greenwood getting the nod in the circle today, and that one in the dirt, but no movement from the runner over at first base in Molly Grace. See her standing there. Greenwood ready with the 2-2. Looking to get out of this inning with the damage limited. Rocking and firing, and that one will be lifted over towards left field. Caitlin Greenwood pulls away and corralled by Sampson for the third out of the inning. So Dayton will strike for one, but that will be all that they will get. However, Dayton pulling back in front 3-2. Wofford looking for another response in the bottom of the fourth when we come back. Up to the dish, the Terrier catcher to face off against Haven Dwyer, putting in her fourth inning of work today. Dwyer readies pitch one, runs inside, not quite getting Linzen, ball one. Linzen, her first time up to the dish, popped up to the second baseman. Offered a fantastic third inning at the plate, and Linzen will lift that one. It might drop. It will not, however. What a snag by Shooter out there. Not quite a dive, but throwing herself forward, falling to her knees, and catching it on as she falls. Linzen looked like she might have a bloop single there, but Shooter said not so fast.
At the plate, number 5.
So Linzen robbed out there, unable to connect, and that'll bring up Gracie Parker. Parker, who had a single her first time to the plate. We'll watch ball one go inside. As mentioned, Wofford entered the bottom of the third, down 2-0, scored a pair, pull level. However, Dayton getting a run in the top of this frame in what appears might be a back and forth battle here, and that one will be in for strike one to even the count 1-1. The Terriers looking to swing the pendulum back in their way. Parker looking to get on and be the catalyst for that in this inning. That one will be chopped over to short, thrown over to first, and a quick 2 outs charged here by Dwyer. Abby Campbell will now come into the dish. She lined out into a double play her last time up.
Next up for your Terriers, number 13, Abby Campbell.
Abby Campbell will watch that one go in for strike one. Abby Campbell recorded her first career hit in Wofford's first ever win against Robert Morris last season. A game that was chock full of firsts for this Terrier program that was in its infancy at the time. Shows bunt, pulls back on the slap attempt, and it will be a ball. Team that accrued a first almost every time they took the field last year, and obviously its first season play now here in year 2. Checked all those boxes as she swings and miss was Campbell. Checked all those boxes. Not really many more firsts to achieve. Of course, a few more might come sprinkled in here and there, and the big ones are, of course, the goals for this team, that being conference championships and tournament appearances. Those will come in time, as that one will be lifted towards the outfield. Shooter will corral that one as well. So Dayton gets a 1-2-3 inning in response. The pendulum swings back in the favor, momentum-wise, of Dayton. A 3-2 ball game in favor of the Flyers through 4 innings. We'll return to Hope Field in just a moment. Indeed, Ella Holman stepping up to the dish. Holman watching that one go for ball one. Not the only member of her family playing softball collegiately. Her sister Alexa playing at IU Indy, formerly IUPUI. Unfortunately, a split there. The IU Indy name not quite as fun to say as that one. Corralled by Greenwood, another good defensive play over there by Greenwood. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Abby Greenwood still in the circle. She's limited the Dayton to just 1 run. They've not been able to get multiple runs in an inning. 2 errors charged the Terrier defense, meaning one of those runs unearned to Greenwood as that one slapped and dropped into the right center field gap. A sliding snag out there in center. The relay's over to third and not in time. Safe in at third is Addie Justice, and she'll get a triple for this Flyers team. Addie Justice, as you see there, getting a little bit of momentum as she will lift that one into the gap. A wide hole for her to take advantage, and the throw not in time to Gracie Parker. And so now with one out, the Flyers threatening for some more. We'll see head coach Chelsea Butler of the Terriers come out to the circle to meet with her team. Doubt we see any changes here, as Abby Greenwood has turned in a fine day in the circle. She got a pair of strikeouts, just one walk issued, only 3 hits allowed. The third being that one right there that we saw, the 3 runs, but only 2 of them earned. She's done an incredible job in the circle today, as has her counterpart, to be fair. This has been really, really good pitching, and as you know, Dayton, a really good offense. The Wofford offense, much improved, also of a higher caliber this year, and neither really being able to crack through completely. Both of them doing a lot of knocking on doors, not a lot of getting through. Dayton able to get one more run to this point, trying to tack on another and get back to a 2-run advantage. The lineup will flip back to the top, and it'll be Emma Shooter. Emma Shooter, she's a UD lifer. Generational Flyer. Her father played tennis in the 80s at Dayton. Her sister Maggie, a volleyball player for the Flyers for 2014 to 2017. That one will be ball 1. Shooter, the latest in a long line of shooters to suit up for the Flyers. What a solid career she has had in Dayton. And that one will catch the zone. Abby Greenwood evens the count at 1-1. Again, Greenwood, we know, can go the distance. 12 complete games last season. Have to think, unless this gets out of hand, she is going to probably finish that, or at least that is the hope. That one in there again, strike 2. Matter of fact, the Terrier team last year, 23 complete games, nearly half of those from this young woman right here, Abby Greenwood, who readies and delivers. And a good piece of hitting there by Shooter. She'll send it up the middle, and Dayton pulls back ahead by a pair here in the top of the 5th. Shooter will stand over there at first with an RBI single. So Justice will come home to score. And Dayton looking to add on some more insurance here as you're getting into the waning innings of this game.
Number 2, Kernan Bailey.
Kieran Bailey will step into bat. 0 for 2 on the day, but she does have an RBI, driving home that first run that Dayton scored. Unable to get a strike there, she'll watch all one go by. Greenwood looking to level the count here. Unable to do so. That'll push the count to 2-0. Shooter over at first base. Terriers need to be careful. She was 26 of 30 on stolen base attempts last season. And that one will be chopped over towards third. Greenwood will be able to corral it as it hops over the head of Parker, but no one able to get an out. Greenwood just eats it. So Dayton now threatening, 2 runners on with just the 1 out. Now a force, though, for the Terriers at each base but home plate. And that aforementioned hit column, earlier I described the discrepancy in it. Now pulling a lot closer. Dayton 5 hits to the 6 of the Terriers. Maddie Capsamalis stepping into bat, and she will put that one in play as well. Outstretched dive by Greenwood, unable to bring it home, and that'll be another run in for the Flyers as Shooter comes around the score from second base. So the Dayton Flyers seeming to find their life here, breaking this thing potentially, well, not quite breaking it open yet, but a 5-2 advantage as you see there. Greenwood almost able to complete the Webb Gym play, but not quite able to bring it in. Off of her outstretched glove into center field, and Capsamalice with the RBI single. We'll bring up Deirdre Flaherty, breaking the string of lefties that came to bat. And now want to be lifted out towards left. Sampson settling in front of the warning track, bringing it home, and no threat over towards third. The throw in to Gracie Parker in time to limit that. So now 2 outs in the inning, and Greenwood potentially able to limit the damage yet again. To be fair, 2 runs across. The Terriers now down by 3. If you limit the damage to just the 2, your offense with 3 innings left to play can give yourself a fighting chance the way they've played so far, which has been pretty good. Chloe Wong at the dish, and she'll ground that one over towards the left side. Bouncing, Greenwood diving towards third and unable to make the tag. That one was a close play by Greenwood. The bounce ate her up a little bit, couldn't make the throw to first. The round of the base by Kiernan Bailey over there gave Greenwood an opportunity to maybe do it herself, as you see Kiernan Bailey here taking her turn almost a step too much. Greenwood outstretching on the dive, but not quite able to connect with her. And that one will be in there, the delivery to Molly Grace. A strike. The base is used for the Flyers, a chance to potentially crack this one open for Molly Grace. Greenwood trying to limit the damage. And that one will hit her on a checked swing. We'll see what the official ruling from the umpire is here. Will they say that she went around? They will, in fact, say that. We will have a dead ball strike and no run scored. So that ball running in by Greenwood, connecting with the batter, Grace. You see here, Grace will get hit by this pitch off of her arm. Tried to check her swing. The umpire's convening now. The initial ruling on the field, though, was that she did offer at the pitch. It's a dead ball regardless for hitting her. But if they rule that she made an attempt, a true attempt to hit that ball, then we've got a strike, and that is exactly what it is. No change in the call. The Dayton coaching staff not necessarily pleased with that, but that is the call, and now an 0-2 count. Greenwood a strike away from limiting the damage and getting out of this inning. Bases remain loaded. 0-2 count, as mentioned. Not quite able to check her swing enough was Molly Grace. And all that is just a painful strike. That one almost sailing away. Good job by Lenzen to snag that and keep it from going to the backstop. Speedy runner over there, and Kiernan Bailey. You know, she's itching to get going. The 1-2 delivery, and that one will be fouled away. Kiernan Bailey, 21 of 22 on stolen bases last year. Don't look for her to steal, but just emphasizing the fact that she's got some wheels and won't be afraid to use them if she gets the opportunity. Lenzen gonna have to be a wall back there. And that one will miss the plate, so count pulls level at 2-2. Deuce is wild on the scoreboard, 22 at bat, 2-2 count, 2 outs, and 2 runs and 2 errors for the Terriers. And wouldn't you know it, 2-2, the number for our batter. And that one will run the check, the appeal. They'll say she didn't go. Runners will be off on the next pitch as the count runs full with 2 outs. A prime opportunity for Dayton here to potentially bust this game open. Abby Greenwood trying to limit the damage and keep it close for her offense. And she will walk home a run. That one will miss. Good take there by Molly Grace. So Kiernan Bailey will come home to score. Won't necessarily need to use her wheels. That'll be an RBI walk. Second RBI of the day for Grace. That'll bring up Caitlin Goodwin, who does have a home run to her name already. Power threat with the bases juiced. Again, damage potentially can be limited here. It's only a 4-run game, 6-2 the margin. Abby Greenwood delivers. That will run high for strike or ball 1. River Sampson might want to be ready. The home run went to left center, and Sampson did put Goodwin out her other time to the plate in a fly out. And that one will get the zone. Pulls the count level to 1-1. 81 pitches, as you see there on the screen, for Abby Greenwood. She'll ready for the 1-1 delivery. Rocking, firing, swinging and missing. So now 1 strike away again from getting out of this inning with damage limited. The 9th batter to the dish here is Goodwin. Dayton trying to bat around. The delivery for the 3-2 payoff pitch, or 1-2, excuse me. That'll pull the count level to 2-2. Getting a little ahead of myself there. 2-2 the count to Goodwin. And she will swing and miss on that one. Greenwood will get out of this inning, leave the bases loaded with that strikeout, but the damage is still done. 3 across for Dayton in the Youngstown State win earlier today for the Flyers, a 7-inning shutout. 1 hitter for Kemp, as that one will run inside. Ball 1 to Caitlin Greenwood. Kemp, a Westfield, Indiana native, a junior for this team, and she was outstanding last season. A 11-6 record in 30 appearances, 16 starts, 4 shutouts, 113 innings of work, a 1.79 ERA. And Greenwood will send that down the left field line, but right to the waiting left fielder, and that'll be out number 1 in the inning. Kemp also had 134 punch-outs to just 32 walks last season. So perhaps some respect being shown by head coach Kara Clark to the Wofford Terriers, knowing that they need to put this game away. And what better way to do that if you're the Flyers than bringing in the one that many would consider your ace, even though Dwyer, as that one's fouled back, is an incredible pitcher in her own right and turned in a solid outing herself. Dwyer, book closes on her unless she re-enters. 4 innings of work, 6 hits, 2 runs both earned, a walk, no strikeouts though. A testament to the Wofford offense on that one. No punch-outs credited to this Terrier team to this point. Kate Platt will watch that one go outside of the zone, evens the count at 1-1. Platt 0 for 2 on the day, a pair of groundouts. Kemp was, as you see, Platt show bunt, pull it back. There's a ball. Kemp last season a 4.32 hit 7 average. That's 13th in the country last season. She was also 24th with an 8.3 K7 mark. Her strikeout to walk ratio 39th nationally at 419. And as mentioned, as you see, Platt swinging and missing to even the count 2-2. As mentioned, the academic prestige that Dayton holds itself to within this program. Kemp, and I don't know how she does this, she's much smarter than me. Mechanical engineering major, her minor, biomedical engineering. And that one fouled away. Mechanical engineering, I am sure, is already as challenging as it is as a major. One would think a minor maybe go in a much easier direction. Do creative writing, something to take your mind at ease when you're dealing with the nuances of mechanical engineering. Not for Izzy Kemp. No, not only is she one of the best pitchers in mid-major college softball, that one is lifted out to center, or towards left center field, but corralled by the shortstop. Biomedical engineering, mechanical engineering major, biomedical minor, just catch it. That will be popped out to the shortstop by Platt. And the freshman River Sampson, who's having a breakout game, will come up to the dish. Sampson, who walked and nearly scored a run in the first inning, just thrown out by a perfect strike from Schroeder out in center field. She did come around and score, though, in the third inning after a single, her first collegiate hit. Sampson looking to get back on base and provide some life as she swings and misses there. 2 outs already to the Terriers. This time's beginning to run a little thin here, and we're in the bottom of the 5th. Kemp looking for a 1-2-3 inning of her own. She'll deliver outside, evens the count 1-1. Sampson, well coached. Her father coached the high-level Georgia Impact travel team. Not too shabby for that one, so you know she has a good softball IQ as that one's fouled away. As mentioned by head coach Chelsea Butler earlier, one of the smartest players she has ever coached. High praise from someone who's coached a lot of really good players. 1-2 to count for Sampson as she takes a moment out of the box to gather herself, stepping back in. Just looking to get base runners are the Terriers right now. Got to start small. You can't get it all back at once right now. Feigning bunt, pulls back, watches it run high. Count pulls level at 2-2. Deuces wild, 2-2 count, 2 outs. Wofford looking for some 2-out magic, a little bit of a rally here. As Kemp gets her sign, she's readying. Sampson.